Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here with Michael Conlan, who makes his professional debut this Friday here at the theater in Madison Square. Big honor, my man. I would imagine a lot of pressure, but it's a big deal. You don't see a lot of amateurs getting the amount of attention that you're getting. How have you, I guess, embraced all of this?
That's it. You used the right word right there. I've embraced it. I feel this is something that I've asked for all my life. Something that I feel that is meant to be. And I'm loving it. I'm enjoying Fight Week. I'm enjoying everything. I don't feel the pressure. I'll obviously feel nervous on Friday night, but that's natural. It's for every fighter. But for me, it's been great. The build-up's been great. Training's been great, and now Fight Week is just enjoyable.
It's crazy to think just a short time ago you were in the Olympics, just living a normal life, and it's just like a whole whirlwind of changes. You moving to California, living in Santa Monica, training with Manny. I guess, how has it been, like, having your life just turned upside down in a way in terms of that?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a bit crazy, but at the same time, it's been good. Me and my fiance and my daughter, we moved out to LA, and we are living the life. I've decided to dedicate myself and take myself out of my comfort zone. I could have easily stayed pro in Ireland and in the UK, so I left my family, left my friends, and I've come over here and give it 100%. And I feel it's working out well. LA is a beautiful city. You're waking up to blue skies, warm weather every day.
Not this blizzard that we have going on right now.
No, this reminds me of like the Antarctic or wherever it is. It's so cold. I've never felt cold like it. So it's a bit crazy for me. But I'm happy with LA and how everything's went so far.
How's your Spanish and how's the Mexican food been so far for you?
What was it? No hablo español.
No, I'll take you to some taco spots over there, man. We got great Mexican food. So you training with Manny Robles and being involved with so many guys there, like we were mentioning off camera, Quigley, Valdez, Magdaleno, and working with them. How have you seen your growth in that short amount of time being around those guys?
It's been phenomenal. I'm sparring with world champions, just Jesse Magdaleno, Oscar Valdez, top prospects, Emilio Sanchez goes from Negrete. And I feel like I'm learning every single day. I haven't felt like that in a long time in the amateurs. So when I came over here, I felt, because I'd reached the point in the amateurs, I was world amateur champion, and anybody I was sparring was a lesser opponent to me. But over here, everybody's hungry and everybody's ready to go, and nobody's scared of you. In the amateurs, people start to get scared of you because you have a bit of a reputation, but nobody's scared of you. They all want to take your head off. So you got to learn every day. You got to learn on the job, and I feel that's what's happened. Great fighters in that gym, great people to work with. And great people in general. They're really nice guys, but at the same time they're killers in the ring. So you got to be ready and you got to be prepared, and that's what I felt I've brought with me here in the professional ranks, is more of a killer instinct.
Have you been training all this? As for a guy who's having their first fight, you're very media friendly, man. Like, usually, people are nervous, they don't know what to say, and you're on point, man.
No, listen, I've been doing media for the last, I'd say, since 2012, or before 2012 when I was in the London Olympics. So I'm used to it now. A lot of fighters don't get used to that kind of stuff because they're never in the spotlight. But in Ireland, it's a small country, so and amateur boxing's our main Olympic sport, and I was always in the forefront. So for me, it's like second nature. I can do it in my sleep. It's the same conversation over and over, but it's the same thing. So it's really easy to do.
Well, from a media perspective, I bet you these guys are like, oh my God, it's a dream. Like, he talks well, good personality on camera. One of the big things about this fight, and this will be the ending topic, is Conor going ahead and walking you out. How did that relationship with him begin at the very beginning, and how did it get to the point where he's walking you out?
Yeah, well, Conor contacted me after I won the World Amateur Championships, and he was giving me a lot of advice and saying well done and stuff, and it was great to have someone like him. It was 2015, so he was already champion, I think. Someone like him giving me that type of respect, and I was like, wow. And
so
then
out of nowhere, on Twitter, or he DM'd you?
Because Ireland's a small place, we have to stick together. There's only 4 million, or is there much in Ireland? 4 million? 5 or 6 million. No, there's 8 million people in New York, so we all stick together. And for him, he contacted me and he reached out to me, and because I was always a fan of him, and he followed me on Twitter and stuff, and then kind of relationship grew, and he was asking about sparring partners, and then when he fought Diaz and lost, he needed sparring partners for the rematch, and I got the perfect sparring partners for him, and our relationship kind of grew and grew. We kept texting each other, we got exchanged numbers, and and then we were doing an event in Belfast, a public speaking event kind of. And I asked him on stage would he walk me out. It would be an honour. So again, I put him on the spot. But I was going to text him a few days before, but I didn't. And then I ended up being on the same event as him. So I asked him on stage. He says he would be an honour and I'd be very grateful. And I was just blown away by it, you know. And you know, I'm so happy he's stuck to his word and he's going to come. And you know, because some people say things they don't do them, but that's one thing about Conor. He's a man of his word and he'll stick by it. So you know, it's an honour to have him. I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful for him.
You need to get him down to the Rock to have him move around and inspire with you.
Actually talking when he's coming back to LA, he would like to come to the gym and you know get some work. He wants some Mayweather style fighters for sparring. So you know maybe in the Rock we need to ship them in because we got a lot of Mexican brawlers. You know, are all-out war artists. So you know. It's a different type of gym, but you know hopefully he can get down and maybe even work on their money for the fight. Possibility.
Very true. Michael, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to your pro debut. This man right here on Friday here at the theater in Madison Square making his pro debut.